What's up everyone? Welcome back to another guitar lesson. In this video we're going to be learning Rearviewmirror by Pearl Jam, which was released off their second album Versus, and it became a pretty big hit because it was known to be a very emotional, powerful, and relatable song. And it's also my favorite Pearl Jam song, so it's an honor to teach it today. And this was one of the first songs that Eddie Vedder wrote for the band all by himself. So the song, instead of being more of a typical Pearl Jam sound, it's more of a punk sound because Eddie Vedder was largely influenced by punk bands, and his playing is a lot more punk based rather than the band's lead guitarist Mike McCready, whose playing is more influenced by Jimi Hendrix. So with that being said, let's get right into the song. Alright, so we're in standard tuning, and the intro is the same as the verse, and both verses are pretty similar. In the second verse we're going to add some stuff, but for the most part they're pretty similar. So we get started with the main riff, which, like I said, is also the verse, and it's played by Eddie Vedder, as well as Stone Gossard, which is the band's rhythm guitarist. So this is the riff. Alright, so what we're doing it here is 5/5 on the low E string, then hit 5th fret on the A, back to the 5th fret on the low E string. So then hit 5/7 on the A. Then we're gonna finish off the riff with the open E string twice, and then we just repeat it again. So in the first verse, we repeat it 4 times. Then what they do, they move it up to B, meaning so starting on the A note, start on the B note now. So they just move it up 2 frets, but it's the exact same shape. And they come back down, back to where they originally started. Alright, and then that's basically the entire verse. Now we get into the chorus. And in the chorus, there's 3 different guitar parts going on. Well, for the first chorus, there's only 2, but later there's 3 different guitar parts. So let me play the main part. This is the punk guitar part I was talking about in the intro. So this part is played by Eddie Vedder himself. So you can do a lot of singing. So here's how it sounds like. Alright, so pretty straightforward, just a bunch of power chords, and then we have 1 major chord at the end. So we have this hit rapid 16 notes on the B power chord right here off the 7th for the low E string. And we before moving down, we quickly hit the 9th fret power chord and then slide down. So then do the same thing with between the 3rd fret power chord and the 5th fret power chord. So hold the 3rd fret and quickly hit the 5th fret and slide down. So then we go down to the F sharp power chord, 2nd fret of the low E string. And then this time, instead of going up to a chord, we just hit the open E and A string. Then we grab the F sharp power chord again, and then quickly hit that G power chord again, 1 fret up. So, and then for the final part, we only play 1 chord. We just keep hitting that G power chord, and then at the end, you add the major note and make it a major chord. So we have this all together. I'll play it slowly. And you just repeat it. Alright, so that's Eddie Vedder's part. Now, since I have 3 guitar players in this song, you don't need to have 3, but what the other guitar player can do is they can hold the chord in a different position. So that's why I saw them do it live a few times. So what you can do while he's playing the B power chord, you can play the B power chord over here, second fret of the A string, and then the same thing. And then when he goes to play the G power chord, you can play it up here, and the same thing. So just play the same power chord, or you can just hold it. I also see them holding it live. So one guitar player is doing this, the other one's doing this. Alright, so you can do either or. Then we get to a little break section, and you see there's two guitar parts going on now in the next verse. So we have the main riff. We also have the second guitar part added, which sounds like this. That's pretty simple. This is being played by Mike McCready, which is the band's lead guitarist, and then Stone Gossard is continuing to do that riff. So the lead guitar is doing this. It's just the A power chord, and you add some dead notes in between. Just gently put your hand on top of the strings right here to get this dead note sound, alright? And then when the riff, it moves up to the 7th fret, like the second version of it. This chord also moves up to the second position. So alright. So then we get back to the same chorus again. This time there's three different guitar parts going on. So like I said, one of them is doing the punk thing, one of them is just holding the chords, and now there's an extra lead line added on top of it, which sounds like this. Pretty simple. Just we're just playing around with 4 different notes here, the same note. So we do this. So we hit the 12th fret on the B string 3 times. Down, down, up. And quickly hit 12, 14 on the high E string. So we repeat that 3 times in total. Then we have this little ending lick. Half step bend on the 14th fret of the B string, then play it normally, then play the 14th fret twice, then just keep going back and forth between 12 and 14 on the B. So, sorry. Then repeat that again, and then you start the whole lick over again. Alright, so that's what Mike McCready is doing over the second chorus, and it also happens in the outro. Outro is a little variation, which we'll cover in a second. But now we have the breakdown section, which is, I guess you can call it the bridge. For like 32 bars, after he says, forced to endure what I could not forgive, after he says that line, you just hear them, they hit an A power chord, and there's just 32 bars of just noise and studio editing, and they're just writing that A power chord. So live you can just do a little build up, back into the final bridge, and then comes the actual bridge part, which is pretty simple because it's only 2 chords. It's just a B power chord and an A power chord. So it sounds like this. can see it's pretty simple. Just go between the B and the A. And the other guitar player can play this B power chord and this A. So that's the part where they say saw things, saw things, saw things. That's the part where you're singing that. Clearer, clearer. Once you were in my rearview mirror. So once he does that amazing scream, rearview mirror, that's when it goes back to the chorus. Alright, and then you just repeat the chorus again, and then you have the same lead line going over as well, in the third and final chorus. And then everything else is the same, but in the outro, then they go back to the B and A thing when when you hear the drums go double time and Eddie stops singing. That's when they go back to the B and A thing. There's 2 chords, and then the solo also changes up a little bit. Instead of bending here at the 14th fret of the G string, he starts bending on the 19th fret. And he comes back. You hear him do some trills as well. But besides that, it's just the same thing. He's just bending on 19th fret of the high E string. Alright, and that's basically the entire outro, and that's the entire song. So if you want to hear any more Pro Jam songs or any songs in general, let me know down in the comments, and I hope you enjoy this one because it's definitely my favorite Pro Jam song. So it means a lot for me to teach this song, and it's not that hard. It's mostly just power chords, a little bit of lead lines that aren't too difficult. Riff isn't that hard either. Very fun song to play and perform, and I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.